What if Kirito was a god? Part 2. Now, I'm sorry I couldn't get it out sooner to you guys. I actually wanted it to get out 2 days after the first part, but I just had a lot of things to do. Hey, this is Editor Brogan here. I just want to say, stop bullshitting me. And I'm also kind of, blocking the actual me from talking. So I'm gonna get back to that. But seriously, stop bullshitting. You just didn't want to do it. And that's really everything I have to say. Bye. Back to Brogan. Yeah, since I was talking and then I probably put it some editing clip there telling you guys that, I wasn't busy with anything. Okay, fine. I don't edit videos. I'm too fucking lazy for that. But yes, I just didn't want to do it. Half of it was true, though. I actually did have to do a few things. But anyway, sorry it took me so long to get it out to you guys. And I do have a few changes I do want to make. It's just a few things I do want to, clarify. The, Midnight Black Cats getting, murdered, I don't fucking care for them, okay? They're just insignificant side characters to me. Sure, at first it was an interesting plot development. Whenever you first watched the anime, it was an interesting part. But, we're just gonna shut up and call it plot armor, okay? Since it's a video game, and really nothing. Also, Kirito will not have the ability to turn people's respawn back on. That's that. I just wanted to change that after rewatching it. I was not in my right mindset giving Kirito that ability, as if he had that ability, yeah, none of the Midnight Black Cats would even be dead, even if his headset did lag, or what I like to call plot armor. Now, I left off explaining that Kirito and Asuna's life with Yui was practically just the normal house life, with the husband going out, or in this case Kirito going out doing his job, which is slaying monsters and murdering them, and Asuna just looking after their daughter. As also, one thing I do want to clarify, Kirito does not have the ability to simply delete monsters. And also, about the whole boss respawning thing, I'm gonna change that as well. You are meant to have a certain item when the boss is defeated, or a certain item was meant to be present, as it was not where this task hasn't been completing, and this task is killing Heathcliff. As Heathcliff is still in the game, as he cannot get out. As Kirito blocked all access from anyone with the ability to get out, excluding himself from leaving, just in case this admin did have the ability to leave, or he now knows it's Kaiba. So, from now, we're just going to go ahead and skip most of the boss fights, and going up to floor 75, I'm pretty sure. Now, also, thank you for the idea, Spiral Inferno, I'm pretty sure it's your name, giving Kirito the ability to paralyze people and monsters like he did to, like Heathcliff did to everyone in the final part of the Sword Art Online thing. Now, I'm pretty sure I read it as what Kirito did, but I could be wrong, so I'm just going to give Kirito the ability to paralyze everyone, or admin commands, because honestly, that's what it is. It's admin commands. So, we're going to go ahead and make our own arc, because if we keep on following the normal story of Sword Art Online, it's going to get pretty repetitive, pretty boring, and not really much is happening. So, in the first part, I said Kirito created a new floor, and that is where Asuna and Kirito and Yui are staying, as it is a safe zone the entirety of the floor. As Kirito gets bored and decides to make something else, something he hasn't seen, as a circle would start to appear above the first floor, as a light simulation would start playing, simulating light, as everyone realized it's a new floor. As it would come up, and this would be just an open world with only 2 villages, and this is still a massive floor. There's only 2 villages on the entire floor, only 2 safe zones, and the rest of them are just monster grinding spots. Kirito has no access to controlling which monsters spawn, as he can't spawn monsters. He's not the cardinal system. He creates it, cardinal system starts to take over it, and allows it. So, the boss is the only thing he can really decide, and he decided, just, make it, since almost everyone has beaten the Floor 1 boss, Floor 1 boss, but recolor it, because we all know how most freaking games do their crap whenever they can't make a new boss idea. Take a boss that's already been beaten in the past and probably forgotten about, and, recolor it. At least that's how I've seen a lot of games do it. Sorry, I'm just moving. So, that's literally the only interesting thing I could think of. Yeah, bye. This is the end of part 2. Okay, fine. I won't end it that quickly. I probably wasn't going to end it in the first place. But once we get out of Sword Art Online, we're going to, do a bit. So, we're going to floor 67. I don't think we've seen floor 67, so we're just gonna say it's kind of like a Japan, like modern Japan style type of floor, and Heathcliff is found hiding there, and Kirito would go up to him and initiate a fight, as Heathcliff would get destroyed. Heathcliff would get demolished. As now the one requirement for beating the game is done, but Kirito doesn't know this, as he's also been grinding, and his level is now 5 trillion. Now scratch that, 5 gazillion. I don't even know if that's a real number, but we're just gonna say it's 5,000 times the amount of trillion. If it is a real number value, I'm sorry, I'm changing the number value because it's my what if. I do whatever the fuck I want. Also, if you're below the age of 10 to where your parents do not allow you to cuss, and honestly, I don't know why my parents allow me to cuss and I'm 13, but whatever. If you're not over the age of 10, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. I'm sorry to anyone who freaking likes my cussing, or not likes it. I'm sorry if your mom or dad catches you watching me. Not my fucking problem. Let's get back to the what if anyway. So, everything's going the exact same as they get up to floor 75. I don't remember which floor it was, and where the Skull Reaper's supposed to be. They find the floor 59 boss, and Kirito's like, what the fuck? As it just gets demolished, and every other monster after that gets demolished, as Kirito and many others finally make it to the 100th floor, and they're all attacking it, and Kirito, again, it's taking him a lot of struggling. You know what? Scratch that. He one-shots the thing, and it then pulls up a box. Requirement for allowing boss defeation. Complete it. As the message of it being cleared was broadcasted. As everyone wakes up, same thing happens. 300 people, including Asuna, gets freaking sent into the other game. I don't really remember what it's called. As Kirito wakes up in a room, his room, as they already moved him back knowing he could log out. And he's briefly been logging out to talk to his family and stuff. So, everything's normal. But Kirito notices something at the corner of his eye. He looks at it and he's like, is that an SAO icon? Wait, that's the icon of my abilities. Probably just seeing crap. Might as well. Might look at me crazy, but as he touches it and it pops up, he still has access to his powers, even in real life. He's like, what the hell? As there's a notification box that appeared up, as it would be code source Yui has been added to your inventory, as the necklace would get added to his inventory, and Kirito would just activate it, and Yui would appear. Not being a hologram, she was real. As Kirito was, what the heck? As he would run, he and Yui would go to the Asuna's hospital, and they'd find out that she's still in the game. As this pedo McGreg face comes in and is like, oh, I'm going to marry this girl, or as the abridged puts it, yeah, I'm the sneaky bastard who's gonna marry this girl. And then Kirito is like, you what? And Kirito just tells him, not over my dead body. As he's like, what? You heard me. I said not over my dead body. You really, really don't want to mess with me, especially when it comes to her. As the bond between Kirito, Asuna, and Yui are literally as that as they've known each other since they were toddlers, or that between Asuna and Kirito, and the relationship between them is just their daughter. So, Kirito is right now pretty pissed, but doesn't want to show it. As he then, like, you don't have enough guts to even say anything else, especially in front of that brat. As Kirito would then get pissed for him even daring to even insult his daughter by even calling her a brat. As he would look at him, and he would be paralyzed. The pedo McGreg face, don't remember his name, gets paralyzed. As he tries to move, and he's like, what? You idiot. As the same thing would go. Yui's now under the care of Kirito. At first, him trying to explain this to his mother and sister, they didn't believe him. He literally had to summon his guns, weapons, and other things to make them believe it. And he has access to the seed, so he's already released it, and he's also planning to use the full cardinal system to make his own game. Now, this will be done in part 3, so I want you guys to give me some suggestions of what I should do for Kirito's game. I don't know. So, he goes to the bald guy's shop. He gives the pictures. Kirito borrows the disc. You know what, scratch that. He freaking just summons his money, because he can use it here, and just goes out and buy himself an atmosphere and copy of the disc. As he boots up, expecting not to have his powers inside ALfheim, but he has his character. He has his Sword Art Online character, and it doesn't have the pointy ears, as his wings would be the wings you see here. It wouldn't be the elf wings. The events here would go somewhat canon. Kirito not knowing how to control them, as there's one thing he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to use functions. He has to learn them by himself. There's not a guidebook. Well, there is, but it's not in his power, you could say. So, I might not even make a part 3, honestly. This might be the final part, because I don't know if I add Alicization into this, but I gotta go do something. Okay, I was just getting into the elf part. I'm pretty sure I tried to pronounce its name, but miserably failed. Okay, let my brain work. Okay, brain's now working. The first part of it with him saving, I'm pretty sure his sister and her friend goes the same, and he's taught how to use his wings, but a fun fact, he ain't got no timer. He can fly forever. So, yeah, that's how that's gonna go. He can fly forever. Now, what the hell was I just thinking? The encounter with the elf people. That would go really differently. That one cocky dude that insulted Kirito for being one of the weakest elves. Kirito looks like one of them, but he's not. As Kirito's jacket would sort of cover his ears, or his hair would, instead of being behind his ear, it would kind of be in front of it, as he hasn't noticed it yet, so he hasn't put it, behind his ear again, but it's just for this reason, so this guy thinks he's a freaking elf. As, Kirito knows how to use his wings, actually. Let's just say the circuits got changed. So I don't have to freaking embarrass myself any more than I already have. Kirito isn't bound by the law, since he technically doesn't have a race, as he would say, shut the hell up, as he would just punch him and send him flying into a wall, as the immortal objects tag would wake up. As also, Lifa, or Kirito's sister, still has the crush, but let go and let Asuna have him, as he knows that Yui is basically his daughter and that he loves Asuna. So yeah, those weird, awkward encounters never go the same. God darn it. I'm so tired. Also, be doing what if suggestions. Give me a what if that you want me to do. I'll choose one in the comments. Okay. So, let's get back to it. They would go to the top as a little door would appear, as Yui would walk in saying, "Hi, Papa." As Lifa would just be shocked, like borderline shocked. As, just imagine that encounter, because I don't want to explain it. Almost everything, except for any part where Kirito has struggles. Yeah, Kirito doesn't have struggles. The admin door, Kirito just simply opens it. Kirito just simply opens it. And they find Pedo McGregface, as Kirito then just paralyzed him and said, and he was not around at this time, he just said, "It's me again, bitch." As he closed his hand, as Pedo McGregface would just disperse, and a little shock would go through his heart, completely killing him, as his real-life body would also disperse. As Asuna would be saved, and it would go like that. So, happy family! Time for GGO. Kirito gets invited to help with Gun Gale Online. And, let's just say, he still has his powers. Meeting Xenon, that goes the same. He's got the same avatar. As he didn't transfer his accounts this time. He just logged in with his atmosphere, and he still has his powers. He's like, this is gonna get pretty weird. My life is basically a video game now. And by now, Asuna's family accepts Kirito, as he's revealed to them that he has the power to have infinite wealth, infinite money, and he's basically never gonna have a match in his entire life. Unless, I pull some fucking strings. Sorry about that. Now, he would log into GGOS. Yeah. He would meet Sinon. He has the same character. Same thing with the whole gun to get money in the game thing. Goes the same as he wants to... He really only ever revealed to Asuna that he, has cheats. So he just does it, not really needing it, and literally buys... He doesn't even buy anything. He just tells Sinon that I'm gonna go look around, and comes back with, an AK, a pistol, and his, SAO sword, and she's like, the f*** did you get a sword from? Everything goes the same, just replace the lightsaber, rip-off looking thing, with the Kirito sword. Yes! So, the only thing I will say that is even remotely interesting about this, just, honestly, I'm pretty sure I'll go ahead and explain everything and stop rushing through it, as I'm pretty sure this is my bad habit, is just rushing through everything after I lose motivation for it, like I did with, What If Deku got Kingdom Hearts, and yeah, so I don't rush through things. I'm gonna go brainstorm, find some ideas, and be right back. So, couldn't find any ideas. Just imagine Kirito being a god at Gale Online, because the actual interesting part's coming up soon. As the bullet would go differently. It's the only real thing that Kirito doesn't fly by so easily. As Kirito doesn't really like using his powers in a competitive game, as that's just a bad habit he's always had, or has always had. He doesn't like to cheat in the game, so he's playing this one out sort of normally, as his life isn't on the stake, but when he finds out the whole thing with, how they're doing it, how they're killing, he takes this a bit more seriously. As they would meet him, Kirito would then look at him, open his hand, and then crush it. As the guy that was murdering people in the game, and it was murdering them in real life, then disperse, and his body wouldn't fall down. It would disperse, like Sword Art Online disperse. And then his real life body, he would wake up and see a light spear right over his body, as it would impale his heart, as he would then disperse in real life, and all the blood vanishing. And Kirito, that goes the same. They win. Kirito gets the money because he wasn't no chimp, put in his address. Funny story is that, kind of caused a few events to go differently. The person that was being targeted was Kirito. So when he got out, he was watching the live stream and see that he killed this person that was, I don't remember his name, Sinon's friend, so-called friend, tries to kill Kirito. Kirito just lifts his hand and crushes it again, with 3 light spears appearing, 1 in front of him, 2 behind him, and they all impale his heart, as he would then disperse, like everyone else. Now, this new device, an AR device, is then released, with the game on it, Ordinal Scale. Kirito would then would get one and look into its code, seeing what it was programmed for, as he would put it on, and then he'd be able to find the owner. As he would teleport and ask, "Why are you doing this? Listen, I know why I know why you release this. You're using it to erase memories, to steal memories. Why the hell? It's to bring my daughter back. She was in Sword Art Online, and my daughter died. I know what you mean. It must be hard to lose your daughter like that. My daughter is the most important thing to me, and I couldn't imagine losing her, Kirito would say. As Kirito would then say, I'm sorry I couldn't save her in time. What? My name is Kirito Kazuto Kirigaya. I'm the person who beat the game. As he would be like, what? As he would then immediately call in the number 2 player and tell him to fight Kirito. As Kirito would then destroy him. The number 2 player's memory wouldn't get zapped as Kirito would deny this command. What was your daughter's in-game name, do you know? As he would then say, yes. As he would then pull up every single little thing that he would need to bring his daughter back, even if it was digitally. As Kirito would then crush his hand, as zeros and ones would come, and his daughter would then reappear with all her memories of SAO. Being like, Papa? As that would go the same. Now, I don't even know if Alicization would happen. I really don't. I'm pretty sure Alicization really wouldn't have happened if Kirito had the power to dodge everything. But we're gonna say in plot armor. So by the way, not making part 3. This is gonna be the final part. Now, this person managed to sneak up on Kirito and stabbed him with the drug. Everything went the same. He gets put into Alicization, and he has his memories. It's your fucking AI. You fucking turtle. You people who are riding on a fucking turtle reject looking ass. Oh wait, it was designed after a turtle. Sorry, not sorry. So Kirito would be able to leave, but Kirito would know the condition he's in real life, and you know, the events would go the same. He has his hacks. Kirito has his hacks, as Kirito would just be flying through everything. The bitches who tried to rape the girls, they got their heads chopped the fuck off. As Kirito would go to jail, he would break out immediately with his friend Yu-Gi-Oh! And, yeah. Pretty much, Kirito would just body everyone. When it came to the administrator, Kirito would just delete her from existence. Everything would presumably go the same. Yu-Gi-Oh! Wouldn't die. But, when the, Pedo McRedface 2.0, oh wait, he's actually a pedophile. You know, stealing souls. When that happens, Kirito fucking destroys him. And, yeah, happy ending. You know, one thing I will say is that with stories like, Sword Art Online, ones that aren't that long, making Kirito overpowered really does just force the story to have to go by fast, as if Kirito was too overpowered for his own good, it would inevitably just make the entire thing seem like it couldn't even happen. Now, I made it because I feel like it, and no one else did it, or Flaming What Ifs had done it before, but he's not posted a part 2, so I don't think he is gonna. So I just made my own version of it and called Kirito a god. Now, my next series will be a bit longer, but it will be one that I'm pretty sure has been done. You know what? Take that back. It definitely has been done. And I'll just give you a little hint, and this time I'm actually gonna do it. What riddle should I come up with? A story of heroes, one who thinks he's born without power, goes to find that the person he admired turns him down. As the greatest adversary of the person he admired would come to him and give him great power, now taking the opposite path of what he originally wanted to be. I'm pretty sure you guys got it. Comment down below if you got it. See ya.